Okay, I'm gonna tell you about a little idea that I have. And so far, I've not seen anyone else actually attempt to do this idea, so, here we go. With the Zyu2 footage, yeah, that's the, footage that was, filmed in Japan by request of the American producers of Power Rangers so they could produce more Power Ranger episodes. But, the funny thing is that even though this footage was not filmed to be used for anything that had to do with Zyuranger, I kind of like to imagine what it would have been like if it was. So, alright, so here is kind of my idea. To maybe use the footage from Zyu2, and, well, for one thing, like, put the, Zyuranger music into the background. Now, I unfortunately do not speak Japanese, though I do understand a few words in Japanese, but, like with the, I could maybe just put, English subtitles, like I've done in some of, well, in the, as of the time of this video, the only two, Thomas and Friends Zyuranger, videos, or as some people would call them, parodies, and, well, the thing would be like to put subtitles to say what the Rangers would supposedly be saying if this was part of the original Zyuranger. Yeah, because with the Zyu2 footage that Jeff Prout, is that his name, has supplied on YouTube, showing us a lot of footage that was from Zyu2 that was not used in Power Rangers, mainly because of, well, because of the introduction of the Thunder Zords and the Super Putties. Now, I am, of course, convinced that all of the Zyu2 footage was filmed and was intended to be part of the early Rita episodes, not having Lord Zed be brought in quite yet. Though, I kind of do wonder if I could maybe try to do that. Though, I am a bit, well, I was a bit worried about what would probably happen if I actually posted those videos on YouTube. But I did see that another video that someone made, which showed audio clips, combined with the unused Zord fight for the Invincible Flytrap video, I saw that Jeff Prout actually left a comment on that, saying how impressed he was with how that turned out. And I do kind of wonder what it would have been like if that footage was used in the actual show, like maybe if they decided to not bring the Thunder Zords in until much later. Like maybe the producers should have said, but wait a minute, we still have all the Zyu2 footage. Shouldn't we just finish using it first before we move on to the Thunder Zords? And I guess the production team was like, no, this is the second season, and with a new season, we should have a bit of changes. Though, yeah, the whole purpose of the Zyu2 footage was so Power Rangers could continue going on, based upon the fact that Zyuranger ended, and they had no more stock footage to use, so they asked Saban to make some new stock footage. Though, couldn't they have just continued to do that? No, I suppose maybe, Well, I suppose that kids would be like, I think we're ready for a new Megazord. I mean, I certainly don't know why they would want a new Megazord. I mean, what's wrong with the original one? There was nothing wrong with the original one. In fact, I would probably say that the original Megazord has to be the best in the entire franchise, because it was what started it all. Well, what started all of the Zord fights, anyway. But they had to replace the original Megazord with the Thunder Megazord. And then with each season, with every season, even if the Rangers didn't change costumes, though in the second season only Tommy changed his costume from being the Green Ranger, wearing Barai's Dragon Ranger costume from Zyuranger, to becoming the White Ranger, wearing Ko's Keeper Ranger costume from Die Ranger. Speaking of the Die Rangers, I think that, yeah, I think that this is what should have been done, and probably was being planned to do at some point, but they didn't actually do it. I think that in Lost Galaxy, I think that they were going to at one point put in a team of Ancient Rangers that came before the Galaxy Rangers. And I think that if they were going to do that, I'm thinking that they would have used the Die Ranger costumes, because that would have been awesome to see. Especially considering how the Die Ranger costumes, save for Keeper Ranger, weren't used in the second season of Power Rangers. That would have been an awesome thing to see. I mean, I never saw Lost Galaxy as a child. I've only seen all the Power Ranger series up until In Space, though for some reason I don't remember seeing Zyu. I might have seen it, but if I have seen it, it probably was so long ago that I can't even remember it. I mean, Turbo was the very first season that I remember seeing, but as a child, most of what I've seen in Power Rangers came from the first season, or at least the first era, which would be the first 3 seasons. So, I am guessing that the reason why I don't remember Zyu is maybe because I either didn't see it or I saw it earlier than Turbo, which is why I can't remember it. Now I know that most fans consider Turbo to be the worst season of the Power Ranger franchise, but as a little kid, I liked it. In fact, I still think it's okay. Sure, it's not the best Power Ranger season in the franchise, but in my opinion, it's not the worst, even if everyone else thinks so. So yeah, basically, because Turbo was the first season that I saw, the Turbo Zords were the first Zords that I ever saw. Though I kind of wish that I had seen each Power Rangers season in the proper order, so that way I would, well, probably look at the first season of Power Rangers as being a legend. Well, I still consider this season to be a legend compared to the others, even though it wasn't the very first one that I saw, but it was the first one that came out. Though, if this Zyu2 footage was indeed used for Zyuranger, it would be kind of a question as to why is the Green Ranger there. I mean, if you've seen Zyuranger, if you've seen all 50 episodes, you may remember how the Green Ranger dies after his life runs out because his life is tied to a green candle. Yeah, though in Power Rangers, the green candle was used to take away the Green Ranger's power, not his life. Yeah, the green candle in Zyuranger only represented the Green Ranger's life and was not the actual cause of his death. It just represented his life. So, if the Zyu2 footage was part of the original Zyuranger, I would come up with two explanations as to how the Green Ranger is there. My first explanation would be either that he may have come back to life, or maybe came to Earth as a spirit but could still fight even though he was a spirit. Or maybe the Zyu2 footage that features him was before his death. Those are just what I would say about it. So, you could tell me if you think I should attempt to use the Zyu2 footage to create some fan-made Zyuranger episodes. So, just tell me what you would think. So, I'm gonna go now. Go ahead and leave those comments, and I'll get back to you. Okay, bye.